All right, you guys, today we're in Moab, Utah, and we are doing the truest test of all. Does electric belong off-road? These guys over here built what's called the SPM UTV electric conversion kit. It's electric motor and some of the stock components that live in that same side-by-side. It's a 2014 XP1000 that they converted. And yeah, we just came out here to really give it the test. Does it belong out here? Is it capable? Is it strong? Is it fast? And in this video, we're gonna walk you guys through just how does it really hold up? We're taking it on the famous Hell's Revenge, same thing that we tested this Polaris Expedition on about a month ago. If you were to check out that video. But yeah, in this video, we're putting this SPM electric off-road side-by-side to the test. That was freaking rad, bro! Very first impression, it's eerily quiet. Okay guys, it's night before and we're driving down. We ended up leaving a little bit later, like 8:30-ish. It's like 9:45 and it's still light outside. Freaking Utah is nuts. But tomorrow we gotta be up early, so we'll probably just kind of get into town and go right to bed. I brought Brady with me this time. Sid is kicking his feet up, hanging out in the sand in Lake Powell, which I'm pretty jealous of. So Brady and I are gonna attack this quest together. But yeah, we have the F350 half camo, we call her, and we brought the Polaris Expedition because although we're testing out this fully electric side-by-side, there's other people that are coming and that are also gonna drive it. And I thought it's gonna be over 100 degrees tomorrow, and the air conditioning in that puppy is gonna change lives. We made it, Brady.
We made it, garbage sack and all.
Oh my gosh.
It's a scented garbage sack, so it's got like, it's gonna make my clothes smell good too.
Brady shows up to my house, you know, whatever, 3 or 4 hours ago with a garbage bag. That's what he packed in.
Heck yeah.
What you got in your garbage sack?
My clothes, but it's the scented garbage sack, so it just makes everything smell
Toothpaste,
good.
deodorant.
Yeah. Toothpaste and deodorant are in the bag.
And
but just the clothes. You know what I mean?
I don't know about this guy. Aw, oh, dang it, there's 2 beds? All right, T-minus 6 hours. We'll see you guys in the morning. So they just backed this thing off the trailer. You would have thought that it was in neutral from how quiet it was, like it just off. Let me just show you this. Upon first glance, like, I mean, the motor is just super compact. All this wiring is really clean. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it yet, but upon first glance, like first impression, I'm already like pretty intrigued and impressed.
All right, so we're SPM, we're a new startup developing electric UTVs, but we're not doing the whole UTV, we're just starting off with the powertrain. So we have 2 electric UTVs with our powertrain here, and we decided the XP1000 was the best one to do the powertrain for first because it's the most common sport model. There's been no changes in like 10 years in the design. So what we did was we took the Razor XP1000, we laser scanned it, reverse engineered it. We took the transmission mounting points, the drivetrain, the axles, the prop shaft, and we had it in CAD. And then we designed an electric powertrain that was a direct bolt-in replacement to the combustion engine in the XP1000. So what we did was we designed the battery pack to fit under the seat. We have one right here. This is kind of the size of the battery pack. We designed it to fit under the seat, bolting it in with no modifications to the frame. It just bolts right in there. So we have 2 vehicles here. Combustion engine's out, electric motors in, all the devices here, motor controller, charger, DC-DC. We have a new VCU from Motec that runs the whole thing. We did the firmware that controls everything. We did the wiring harness, but it still looks like a Razor. So it's a familiar platform, it's a trusted platform, but it's enhanced now. It's from the future, it's all electric. 470 volt battery pack. These ones here are capable of 165 horsepower with that motor. They're running a little bit different horsepower numbers. This one's probably like 100, 110. That one's probably like 140. And then this one's really good at crawling. This one has a lot more bottom end than that one. So they're both gonna be good. When you put them in low gear, they're just insane. Like they freaking almost pop a wheelie whenever you launch them in low gear. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. We'll just be low gear crawling this and see how it goes.
Okay, so like super early on impressions, I just got out of this green one right here with the camo on it, and guys, it's just like, it's something else. We're about maybe 30% of the way through the trail. We stopped at the iconic obstacle known as Hell's Gate, become wildly famous over the years. And we're stopping here because we have a lot of really big guys here. We have Rory, the recovery guy, some big side-by-side guys here that are kind of local to the area. I have Brady and Morgan being the rental guy here. So like a bunch of guys who just know Moab, they know the terrain. We're gonna get all of them behind the wheel of these things and get them to drive up Hell's Gate to kind of show like, okay, this is pretty capable. And you know, the chassis and basically the body of this car is a pretty old XP1000 Razor, and they've dropped their drivetrain and their battery and their electric motor into it. And so, you know, it's back in the day, like doing Hell's Gate in one of these cars was kind of a feat, right? It's something that side-by-sides had never done before. And so now doing it in a fully electric side-by-side, I'm actually not sure if it's ever been done before, but I have a feeling today we're gonna find out.
Jump in.
You're gonna do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
No helmet?
What do you need a helmet for? Don't roll it. You don't need a helmet.
I might have to put a helmet on. I'm too scared.
You don't need a freaking helmet.
So, all you do is
DNR?
you put it in low gear, and then you just go drive. That's it. Arms and legs inside the vehicle.
At all times.
This thing has real soft suspension.
Sweet.
Oh my God.
What you got to worry about is this hole right over here.
Really?
You want to make sure you're straddling it just right.
That's what gets you? The hole?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got nice and grippy tires. So the key is to kind of keep a little bit of speed on it, huh? Like
Yeah,
you just
you
kept
don't
some
wanna-
speed going down there.
Yeah, you don't want to, like, you want to crawl it. You want to go slow, but you want to go controlled.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to go too slow,
Yeah.
then the tires aren't staying where you want them. They're sliding off the rocks.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to stop
Yeah.
natural progression
Yeah.
of gravity.
Yeah. Here we go.
So this is the same kind of deal. Like, you want to go slow.
Yeah.
A lot of people try to go so slow
Yeah.
that you slide off the wall.
Yeah, you want to keep it going.
So just a little bit, but you want to keep yourself level.
yeah. Why did that seem so easy? Why did he just do that like nothing? Dude, you literally just, that wasn't even a challenge.
Like I said, I pulled a trailer up that two-wheel drive, so.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a little windy out, so I gotta talk in here. So we made the trip from Hell's Revenge all the way over here to basically the hot tub.
I knew that was
And now these guys from SPM are looking at it for the first time, and I think they're like, no freaking way. Because it is more menacing than you really think. I know it's windy, but I'm gonna step out there and I'll show you guys. I mean, you can see I'm 25 feet up, and it is near straight up and down. It's even hard to like climb up it on your feet, like slowly finding little handholds and whatnot. Let alone like trying to do it, you know, in a short two-seat. Oh shit. That looked far too easy.
Don't go that way.
What'll happen if I go that way?
This way, you don't make it, you back up, you back right onto this wall and flip over into
If
there.
I go that way.
Yes.
So that's why I go that way and then back straight down.
You've got to come up. If you turn too soon, then yeah, you're wheeling it over.
Look
Like I said, this isn't just a, oh, I can do that. I know, I'm terrified. Yeah, no, this is very much a technical line.
He's got gloves and a helmet on. You don't want, hey, you want to go on the driver's side of it? You want to go on that side and then come back to the right. Yeah! No way! Dude,
I think so.
that was freaking rad, bro. Can you believe that?
I was scared at the top.
You don't understand how easy you made that look for a two-seater.
Really?
Yeah. I've done it in a two-seater and it looks like I'm fighting a war all the way
No,
up.
you did great, and staying in it like that.
I was terrified.
No, you did everything perfect.
All right.
Dude, that was awesome. Like, actually, that was like...
My way.
Okay, making it back to the parking lot really means more than you know, right? I mean, especially when you're with the new vehicle and you don't know. It made it back, and I mean, it did conquer some of the gnarliest obstacles out here. The question still remains, and I'll leave it up to you guys. So leave us a comment below. Does electric belong off-road? As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to comment, subscribe. We love doing this. This has been like the most fun time of our whole lives making videos. And it's all thanks to you guys. So we'll see you guys next week.